in my book. You round that off. I wrote down with the 9.5.
Nice walk.
Oh, nice. That's a big flag check.
This is the nation. Here they go again, looking to
That game right there was
What a pass. 131. Transition up and down the floor. Oh, Jimmy B would love this style of play. Well, they didn't touch it. I find it hard to believe they used the right guys and they're, I really do. Look at these personalities.
Yeah, I say that we are. All black everything, and I cross a blackbird, riding with a diligence. Kid moving deaf if you boys really know. Cause now we squared up, hold up.
Smith with numbers, throws it up, and a slam by Joyner.
We gon' run this town.
Woo, buddy. Are we ready now, Wolfpack Nation? Let's go, baby. It is tomorrow. We are literally 24 hours away from the renewal of the greatest rivalry in all of college sports, NC State versus UNC basketball, right? I mean, I'd like to think so, you know. No, I'm just kidding. No, but undervalued to say the least, for sure. I mean, even making himself had to take himself off mute.
I didn't even realize we were live, dude. I just thought we were just showing the intro. I was like, oh man, because that game was awesome. If you were there at that 2013 game,
I was.
It was awesome.
It was a doozy. Yeah. When was it? 2012. That was the 2012 State versus UNC game, correct?
I think it was 2013, but it was like the 2012-2013 season, I think.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, that's it. So huge game for sure. But with that being said, Wolfpack Nation, thank you so much to everybody tuning in, as I know we have a ton to get to here. And Macon, has the announcement been made yet? Or are we still waiting?
Nope, still waiting, man.
All righty. We're still waiting. We're still listening in as well to who is going to be committing next to NC State football. I think there's some hints out there for sure. But and again, once it officially happens, we will get to it. But with that being said, if you've been with us before, you know the drill. Any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, get them in the chat. As what we'll do is actually after today's live stream, we'll be doing another Tuffy Talk After Dark, where we'll continue on with this live stream. As again, we just got so much to get to, which is a good thing for sure. So again, if we can't get to your questions in this, we will definitely get to them during our Tuffy Talk After Dark. But with that being said, Lindsay, welcome back. Glad to have you back from vacation. Hope it was
thank you.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back on the routine, and glad to be back in the States for tomorrow's game.
That's right. Who are you cheering for? Just kidding.
No comment.
Anyway, though, so Michelle, thanks for tuning in. Ned, we're here. We're rolling. My man Greg, man, the live stream will not let Greg stick around. Greg, are you with us, my man? He's muted, but he's with us. Oh, okay. Hey, it's all good. Hey, are you back?
All right. Let's touch anything. I'm not going to blink. I think I'm good now.
Okay.
About going down now.
It's about to happen. Hold on. I gotta get my slides ready.
We keep talking. I'll just kind of I'll do something to let y'all know.
Yeah. I was watching it as well.
I was gonna say I have a slide ready for it. So,
oh, you're prepared.
Of course. I mean, I got a strong. I got confirmation on who it is ahead of time. So anyway, Josh saying, by the way, too, because we definitely got to talk about men's basketball, but Josh was saying that should have been a Final Four team, just couldn't really get it together. Talking about the 2013 team, and that's another thing. Besides all of my issues with Godfrey in terms of his philosophy, in terms of his focuses, one of my biggest things I hold against him is that 2013 team with C.J. Leslie, Richard Howe, T.J. Warren, Scott Wood, Lorenzo Brown, Richard Howe. Did I already say him? And then
Scott Wood, Richard Howell, C.J. Leslie, Lorenzo.
Did you have Tyler
Brown,
Lewis on that
Jay
team?
Warren, Rodney Purvis, Tyler Lewis.
Yeah.
Jordan Vandenberg.
Yeah, so, I mean that was a great team.
Yeah, that was a great team. To lose in the first round was absolutely just unacceptable, to say the least. But yes, so Michelle says, "Love when we made Roy cross his arms." Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, definitely, it happened, or is it? What was that, Macon? It's happening, Macon. What's going on?
So we got a guy. They're doing it now. He hasn't said anything yet. Hold on,
man. I was gonna say,
hold on.
The anticipation is killing me here.
He's going.
So just to remind everybody once again who's listening, we are tuning in for the IPS live stream to get the announcement. Roll with it.
All right, announced. Yeah.
Let's go. Hollywood Smothers coming to town, baby. Let's go. Former 4-star running back for the 2022 class is now running with the pack, y'all. Which again, it is. I honestly, and again, we'll talk definitely some football. We'll talk some recruiting. We'll talk about this offseason that we've had so far. But one of the biggest things I think that is a trend, which I think says a lot about the program, is the fact now we've had a few guys that we were in the final 3, 2, 3, 4 with that went somewhere else. And
then what?
And
they went somewhere else.
So we're going to just continue on with the show because Leighton is locked up. But man, hey, so it was serious. I think he's back. Yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
There's not. So I'm just going to go ahead until Leighton hangs over. So guys, huge commitment from Dalen Hollywood Smothers. I mean, this is a guy that last year, when had all these freshmen, these seniors coming out of college, from out of high school into college, he was a guy State really wanted. He is a former 2-time Mr. North Carolina football. That was for his sophomore and his junior years before he got injured going into his senior year. Didn't play, picked Oklahoma over NC State. And he's just, I'm listening here now. Again, he's live with Inside Pack Sports, so credit to them because they're the ones running this with Savage Wolves too. Just listen to this announcement. But he's saying right now about how he was one of the reasons why he stuck with State, and they're one of the schools that never gave up on him and always stayed with him. And he got to see what they did with Kevin Concepcion. I mean, people would notice him what State did with KC, and went 9-3 in the regular season with a terrible offense. So it's just really special to have a guy like that, 4-star running back. He's not the biggest dude in the world, but he's shifty, fast, quick, slippery, speed. That's what I think of Hollywood Smothers. Huge get. Lane, I don't know if you're back ready, but I'll kick it back over to you.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, definitely. First of all, hope everybody's okay. Hope everybody's doing well with all the storms that came through for sure. Hopefully nobody suffered too much damage. So, prayers to everybody and everything is okay. As we're kind of dealing with a little bit of that still. But anyway, though, so I mean, that's the thing of which I was kind of finishing my point was that I think that it's a huge testament to the state of the program where these guys that went somewhere else decided to come back and for reasons such as that Smothers, just like you said, I mean, we stayed, we constantly, we never stopped recruiting him. And same thing with Noah Rogers. I mean, we always stayed in his ear. And, once the chips aligned where a lot of them saw what we did last, this 2023 season where our win total was a 6.5. We way overachieved, went 9-3. We did it with, not a lot of horses. And so now is the easiest recruiting pitch of all time to these guys saying, hey, y'all, if we bring, dudes like you and we bring you to the pieces we already have and Kevin Concepcion, the offensive line, which we're going to have, which can be really, really strong. All these other guys with the defense that we have, Tony Gibson, bring in the whole coaching staff, the fun NIL offense, like it's ACC championship or bust. Like, I mean, like it's really that simple, man. And that was not my original comment. That was Tom Lavolsi's original comment. And with all these dudes we have now, I mean, again, now the backfield is literally going to be Kendrick Raphael, Hollywood Smothers, and Jordan Waters. Like, that's a great backfield. And
who's your RB3 there? Is it Smothers? Is it Raphael?
No, I think it's Smothers, at least to begin with, because he doesn't have any reps.
Yeah, and that's probably just the sake of discussion, right? But I mean, like, he could easily be running back one if he gets in the strength room and gets, to playing. But that's, like, to Leighton's point, that's really strong running back top 3 right there.
Very
strong. There you go.
Well, and then, and again, we'll talk more about the wide receiver side as well, but specifically about Smothers, I mean, I'm just super excited about him. I think between him and Kendrick, it's going to be a battle for who's going to be our guy, going forward. But just for next season alone, to have 2 guys that, if you need to bring Waters out to rest or, God forbid something happens, you feel very, very confident relying on those 2 guys to carry the load. So
yeah,
we got lucky this year with no injuries in the backfield.
Yeah.
Once you lost Jordan Houston, it could have gotten real ugly real fast. So thankfully, we won't have to deal with that next year.
And
Absolutely.
I think with all these like transfers and recruits, we're having this where it's people are battling to be number 1 in a position instead of being like, oh God, like who are we going to put there? What if we can't find somebody who works there? It's who's going to get that number 1 spot? Who's going to be the backup? Who's going to be the 3rd string? And all of them are people that we think can be used interchangeably and that are really promising. And I think Leighton, like you were saying before you cut out, a lot of these guys where State was in their top 5 schools when they were first getting recruited are now transferring to NC State. And I think that says a lot, both about this last season and about the team culture that you said, like, we never really stop recruiting. Like, it's not like they pick another school and suddenly we're not happy for them anymore, don't want to see them succeed or, think, oh, they weren't that good anyway. It's that State continues to, talk to these guys, reach out to these guys and prove that there's a place for them on this team. So I'm excited to see people who have been interested in State for years since they were first getting recruited now come back and kind of be a part of the family.
And Rusty asked this question: is this going to be the most talked about NC State team with expectations in the last 20 years? And obviously, when I think about expectations, I think about 2 years ago, preseason. Even just the preview episode, even the football, I guess, prediction episodes that we had, where we were like having a hard time even finding one loss on the list. And I truly do feel, and I was kind of thinking about this, like I feel like Doran has, like, what he's done in terms of building the program, it's like in dubstep, for those familiar with dubstep music, where it's like the DJ music where it builds up to like a hit, and then all of a sudden the beat drops and then boom, and then just everybody loses their minds. Like I feel like this Doran has been like a slow, like the longest build up to like this beat drop that's all of a sudden going to happen and everybody's going to lose their minds, because I truly do feel that, again, like I've said, it's been a consistent road up the hill. I mean, I don't think that we've ever been this strong as a program. I don't think we've ever been this excited about a season, about the next 3-4 years, about the future of this NC State football program. I mean, Michael, would you agree with me there on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like it feels like one of the main things holding Doran back from taking the next step for a 10-win season and ACC championship is just the talent level on the roster, and we're starting to see that creep up, whether it's through high school recruiting. I think the last 3 classes have been, when you look at the quality of player, their average ranking has been as high as ever. And then obviously this year with the transfer portal. Yeah,
absolutely. So and Max Coach says a comment: spring game attendance might set a new record. Yeah, I mean we might sell out for the spring game.
And I haven't been to a few in a couple of years, just because it's just a little bit of a drive for me. Although Greg, I can't really say anything. But
right?
Yeah, I know. But like, I'm gonna have to be at this one, man, because this is gonna be just like, it's just gonna be so different. And that's what it's going to be so interesting about it. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And as a side note, I'm still listening on the side of this thing. Hollywood Smurfs is funny, dude. he's a character, man. I like his personality. He's got a contagious fun personality, man. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited. It's the talent, to Michael's point, I think is maybe the main thing. I don't think it's necessarily scheme or anything. I think it's just, X's and O's, right? Or Jims and Joes, how they used to pronounce it or say it. So it's just like, I think it's just getting those guys in the locker room, but you're doing it right now. So it's just a matter of getting there. I think my biggest concern is actually now on the defense. Like, what do you do at corner? What do you do at the linebacker position? Like, do the guys really, can they even salvage what Peyton did? Can they somewhat replace that? Is Cleveland the real thing at defensive tackle? I mean, I come back to a few of those things. That's my question now. And I mean, apart from just who starts on the offense and how does that look, that's what the chemistry side of things. But
yeah, so we'll definitely talk more about football here, probably in the Tuffy Talk After Dark, as there's a couple topics I want to make sure we get to on the live show. But Greg, Lindsay, any final comment about this, just to kind of put a stamp on this for now before we pick it back up later?
No, we have about 220 days before we get it started.
That's right. It's gonna be a good time.
Perfect sentiment. Right? Yeah. Who's counting?
Exactly. So, and then Eric, love Eric's comment. Dogs coming to Raleigh to run with the pack is going to be exciting. Absolutely. And we'll talk more about it. But with that being said, we got a mailbag question we need to get to, y'all. So let's jump on over to it. All righty. So mailbag question, the most obvious question of them all is, what are the keys to the game tomorrow night? NC State versus UNC basketball, 8 p.m. PNC Arena. And Macon, I mean, I'm interested in your thoughts, man. I mean,
that's a good question. I think it's, I think honestly, I do think some of it is going to have to be started up a little bit hot, fast, because I want them to get some confidence, because I don't want them to get deflated early. I looked up some metrics about who is, like, how does State compare to UNC statistically. I'm not gonna lie, guys, UNC is better than State in most categories statistically nationally, but there's a couple of categories they're not. Steals and turnovers, it's one. So State takes care of the ball a little better than UNC and forces more turnovers. But they're tied in, I think, 3-point field goal efficiency or percentage, it's 3-point field goals made a game, and they're tied at the defensive rating nationally. So to me, one area I would like to see State do better, honestly, when it comes to UNC, I think rebounding, to be honest with you. I think crashing the boards, not giving UNC second chances, it's going to be big. I think they're going to have to figure out a way to – UNC plays through Armando Bacot. He's good. I mean, I saw the stat last game they played against Clemson, where he is only the third player in ACC history, or maybe ACC history, with the third highest amount of triple doubles. And he's played
he's been there 40 years. Yeah,
right. He's played there for a bajillion years, but still, I don't think he's an elite player. I think he's probably probably a bench player on the NBA, still NBA player, but I think he's just a solid, really great college player. I just think State's going to have to figure out a way to limit his opportunities. I think figuring out ways to get him to pass out of plays and instead of scoring around the rim, which probably means not letting him catch the ball so deep in the block. They're going to have to figure out a way to make him catch the ball a little bit outside, maybe 10 foot out or so, maybe 15 foot out. I think also RJ Davis, flop king, head pump fake king. I think he's going to want to get the line. He is the number one free throw percentage shooter in the ACC at 95%. So State's going to have to find a way to guard him well, to not bite into his contact that he'll want to draw a foul. So those are two guys. It's Baycott and Davis. Beyond that, I think State can do it. And I will say, Cormac Ryan can shoot for them. He transferred in from Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. He can shoot, guys. So if it were me, I would really try to take away one player, and I think I would take away Baycott if I could. And I think part of that is don't let him catch the ball so deep in the paint. And for State, it's going to have to be crashing the boards, offense and defense.
Yeah.
So Macon HS here in the comments agrees with some of your points, said rebounding and defending RJ Davis. Yeah, I think rebounding is huge. This is a big problem in the Notre Dame game, along with shooting like 30% from the floor. But just watching them get the ball back and back and back and getting those repeated chances is painful. So I think rebounding is a big part of it. And honestly, if we're going one player you need to shut down, I think I'm going RJ. This has been his season. I know Baycott has been the face of UNC for this is his 5th year. But RJ Davis, like you were talking about that stat with Baycott, RJ Davis last week became like the 3rd ever Tar Heel to put up 20 points, 10 assists, 5 blocks in one game. And he is a guy who, what'd you say?
He's having a great year. I'm agreeing.
Yeah, he's having a great year. I think it's kind of like his year for UNC, you know. Baycott's always kind of their guy. But he is someone who likes to find that foul line, but he's also a smaller guy. So he's somebody who is easy to get a foul called, you know. So I think he would be the one that I would hone in on for this game. But I think shooting better from the floor is a necessity. The Virginia game was better than Notre Dame, but the Notre Dame game was, even though it was a win and a win is a win, it was painful to watch at times.
But Michael, before I hand it over to you, Vincent jumping in reminds me that the biggest key of them all is we got to have hashtag toilet seat mojo. I mean, if we don't have
the toilet seat,
is the toilet seat going to be in the building? Is the question.
I know, Vincent. I need confirmation. Is
we need to know the toilet seat's going to be
going to be like do we need to bury the toilet seat underneath center court? That's really my question, Vincent.
We know
if we do, we can make it. Yeah, we can make it happen. But to kind of hand you a little stat here, Michael, which I got to give credit to from Inside Pack Sports, that they actually brought this up when I was listening to their podcast, that DJ Burns this season has shot 17 free throws. RJ Davis has shot 61 free throws.
Oh, what's going to happen?
Just putting it out there. So, I mean, Michael, give us your thoughts here, my man.
No, I mean, you just have to, like, UNC is going to shoot more free throws. That's just the style of how they play.
It's always happened.
And it's just like, as long as you can keep it somewhat of a normal margin, then I think State has a good chance, especially if they can get out and run.
I come back to that real quick. Michael, to agree with you. It's just like, that's where I think of like rebounding, like, right? Because if you want to keep it somewhat even, you're going to have to rebound, because if they're getting free throws and second chances, I mean, so I just agree with you there.
Offensive reboundings are prime candidates for fouls because everybody's just kind of trying to get the ball. So
right.
An interesting input from Carson. Oh, sorry. It said FSU is beating Wake, so the winner of tomorrow could very well be the lone team at the top of the ACC. That's a part, I think not everyone is drawing on, is UNC is the number 7 team in the country now. But they're both undefeated in the ACC. Both State and Carolina are. So they could be battling out for that sole position if FSU beats Wake.
Yeah, I'm going to add that real quick. So as a little note on the game, I was looking at Bart Torvik, just a little trying to see what stats, and honestly, I'm trying to figure out all the keys or what all these different characters mean in the stat lines. But one thing I thought was interesting was I don't know what defines a close game. I wonder if it's within 5 points.
I would say
like
5.
That.
No.
So State is 3-0 in close games. So the line is 4.5. So if it were statistically right now, State might like to play a closer game. I personally don't with UNC because the free throw factor, but this is another thought. I think State may – obviously State's going to want to keep it close. They're going to want to blow them out. But I think State getting down to it statistically, and historically, at least this season so far, in the in close games, they haven't lost one. So Just a thought there.
So Greg, I want to kind of ask you this, if you don't mind, too, like, because
will I be there tomorrow? Is that your question? Will I be there tomorrow?
Of course you will be there. And
yes, I will be there.
Bow down to you, Greg.
That wasn't even a question.
You're the goat.
I mean, my guy Hayes at Pest Control, man, he hooked me up with some tickets tomorrow, so I couldn't say no. So
man, look at Hayes.
We love
Hayes is the dude.
Yeah.
So like I've definitely learned throughout, my time following, Vegas and sports betting money lines and lines, things like that, that if there's a line that doesn't make sense, go with that line. Like there's a reason, go with that line. And so UNC being favored by 4.5, who again is a number 7 team in the country, NC State unranked, hasn't necessarily beaten anybody of necessarily big poise. Do you think that's because to me that's a line that is screaming for bettors to take UNC. Like that is screaming bettors to pick UNC minus 4.5, in my opinion.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I just know, like last year, and you can't always compare, season to season, but just talking about some of the keys to the game. Last year, we only had 2 turnovers against Carolina, and they had 13. And so that was a part of the game that kept us in. And they got their free throw shots. Like I think they got like 24, 25. And I think we only had like 10. That's the only reason the game was as close as it was. Everything else, like we played a really clean game. So I would think the other key is to start fast and keep the crowd in it at all times.
Yes.
Because, you can, if PNC is rocking, which it was last year, and it's only been probably that loud, probably mainly for state Carolina games and state Duke games. It only feels like that seems to bring the loudest out in that arena. If you can get some mojo like that, I do like our chances. But yeah, 4.5 screams take Carolina all day, because just some of the stats that Macon was bringing up were only equal in a handful of stats, whereas they're pretty much dominant over us in all those other stats. And I'll give credit where credit's due. Carolina has played a very tough schedule. They are prepared for moments like this, so it's going to be fun.
But 2 things. One, I think you could argue this is because this is their 3rd road game in a row, but I still think this is definitely going to be by far the toughest environment they've played in. But also 2, I would say as well that depth wise, I wouldn't necessarily say they're crazily deep, which I think goes to my other point, which is that I think you got to ride DJ Burns in this game. I think DJ Burns needs to have a big game. I think he needs to get to the basket. I think we need to go at Baycott, which is something which Kevin Keats has always shied away from before. But I
felt like we went against them. I mean, I thought we went at him pretty good last year in that matchup. I know he ultimately he and DJ, I'm trying to remember, I think DJ won that battle, but it was still a pretty close battle. Like they kind of neutralized each other.
Yeah. Which I want to clarify for you, Greg, too, that like when you were saying like it screams take UNC all day, you're not saying take UNC, but you're saying that you're agreeing that the better, that like it's begging the better to say, please take minus 4.5.
Yeah. I'm not taking. I would never pick Carolina to beat NC State. I don't care if we were down to all of our walk-ons.
I heard you did, Greg. That's what I heard.
Yes, that's what you heard. Yeah, that'll probably be the sound clip that comes out. All you'll hear is
flipping it as we speak.
Yeah, all you'll hear is Carolina.
Greg pick State. Greg pick Carolina. I don't get it.
Yeah. But no, if I were a better, that would say like take Carolina. But then again, that could be just a setup, right? Like Vegas is very sneaky like that. They'll put you right on the edge. Right on the edge, you're thinking, man, that's too good to pass up, right? And that they play off your emotions. But look, it's gonna be fun. It's always fun when these two get together in any sport. And I just want PNC to bring the noise tomorrow night.
Is tomorrow a quad 1 win opportunity? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the few you're gonna get at home.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm hoping PNC will be loud. I mean, it is a Wednesday night, but classes started back Monday, so everybody's back on campus, and it is UNC. So hopefully it'll be busy.
Yeah. Just to kind of point out, here's a tweet of the week. So we have just this month alone, we have UNC at home, at UVA, at Syracuse, our quad 1s. Wake Forest, Virginia Tech, Miami at home are quad 2s, and then at Louisville is a quad 4. So huge opportunities this month to get some resume builders.
It's
Go ahead,
crazy
Michael.
how the UVA. I'm sorry, real quick, Michael. This is real quick how. Well, they don't even have the first UVA game on there. That was weird.
Well, just the rest of it. I think it's just like from
Oh,
here
it was after that one
for the rest of the month. Yeah.
So what was that UVA one, Michael? I know you keep up with that. Was that a quad 2? The home UVA.
UVA was quad 2 because they're in the 40s or maybe in the 50s now.
But it's crazy how at home it's a quad 2, but on the road it's a quad 1. It's the same team. It's just funny like that.
Yeah.
That's always interesting to look at.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Michael.
You just gotta, the net's stupid. Everybody agrees it's stupid.
Exactly.
But you just gotta play the game. That's just how it is.
Literally.
Unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
but
UNC has not played in any single quad 2 games yet, so I think this for them, is this quad 1 or quad 2 for them?
This would be
I
quad
think we're
1.
like 60s in the 60s, so it's a quad 1.
Yeah.
So in quad 1 games, they are currently they are 4-3. So they've played 7 quad 1 games. I think I'm reading this correctly, and they're basically 500 against those games.
And I think we're 2-3.
We are 1-3.
Okay, so something changed then. Okay.
Yeah,
They change all the time.
We're 1-0 against quad 2, 1-0 against quad 3, 8-0 against quad 4. So our quad 4 resume is killer right now, but it's
always is.
But UNC hasn't played any quad 2 games. They put, to your point, they played really tough teams, and they're hanging in there.
Interesting.
I mean, UNC is a good team this year, guys. They just are. So it's just going to have to be figuring out. I think we talked about earlier. I'm not just to rehash it, but it's going to have to be. State's going to have to play the way they did against UVA. Maybe a little bit more, I think.
I think you need a little bit more.
Right.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Because the difference in that game, the difference in that game was the amount of 3-pointers that we shot. Like we didn't shoot it at a high efficiency, but we shot so many of them. The volume.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And UNC is 10 times better offensively than Virginia, so you're gonna have to. But you're gonna have to score like we did against Virginia, and keep up that defense.
Yeah. If you had to pick one player to be successful for State,
Jaden Taylor.
Really?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I could say Taylor, but I'm almost going like to Burns because, like, if he gets in foul trouble, like I go by like you're going to put Middlebrooks on Baycott. You could do that, I guess.
Yeah, you can get away with that.
I think for Taylor, his on-ball defense probably on RJ Davis, unless it's Morcell on Davis. His on-ball defense, and then so I want a little bit more from him on the defensive end, and just give me 10 to 15. I think if we get that, if he keeps Davis at or below his average, and then he gets 10 to 15, I think we're in really good shape.
So you'd put Taylor on him over Morcell. I mean, it's okay. It's not a wrong answer. Honestly, I might lean towards. Jaden.
Taylor's numbers are a little bit better defensively this year than Casey's.
Okay, then point taking that. Then I would go to him too.
But they're both very strong. 6 of one, half a dozen of another, really. So But with that being said, we're going to switch on over to Tuffy's tweets of the week, as we have a couple of tweets to get to kind of help with this conversation. But the one thing I want to ask for those tuning in right now to put into the comments, which I want to get to here in a second, is put your score predictions for tomorrow in the comments. I want to see everybody's score predictions for the game.
What's the over under?
4.5.
It is 154.5. So basically, Vegas
78, 74.
Vegas is basically predicting 78, 74,
80, 76, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Something like that. So very high scoring. So yeah, put your score predictions in the comments, and let's jump on over to tweets of the week, y'all. Here we go. All righty. So this tweet of the week has been going around like hotcakes, y'all. I think it was on Ovies and Gilio. It's been going everywhere. And a lot of people might ask, and even making ask, like, what is free throw rate? Like, what is that? What is defensive free throw rate? And so
it hurts my head.
Basically, free throw rate is the amount of free throw attempts divided by your field goal attempts, aka every single time you go to the basket, how often do you get to the line? So basically, how good are you
And
at
it's a
drawing?
percentage. This number is a
free throws?
percentage. We're saying.
Correct. So the amount of free throws you attempted divided by the amount of field goals you attempted. So in this case right here, so through 14 games, UNC has a 40.2% free throw rate, meaning that every single time they attempt a shot, 40% of the time they're shooting a free throw.
Every 5 trips down
Like,
on the offensive side, they're going to get a foul, or almost every other time they're getting a foul.
Correct. Yes. And then for NC State, you're at about 29.5%. While on the defensive side, which AK is how many free throw attempts does your opponents get divided by the amount of field goal attempts your opponents get, UNC's at 26.2%, NC State's at 33.8%. So
this game's
basically,
again.
Man, no one told me math was going to be a part of this podcast.
Oh, I can't compute.
So basically, long story short, it's just screaming in the face once again that just
the disparity is there.
This disparity.
Prepare for it, yeah.
Just prepare for it, and to even go with this point a little further. I mean, we'll give a shout to Red and White Pod for this tweet of the week with combining with Inside Pack Sports of I think
DJ Burns' decapitation of RJ Davis.
That is just a brutal picture, just of cruel humanity right there.
I know, right?
I present you evidence item number 1.
Yeah, I can't believe he survived that brutal foul.
Let the defense rest.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think, I mean, like if RJ, like if there was like an NBA like 2K like measurer for like foul drawing, like there's no doubt RJ Davis. He's one of the greatest foul drawers in the history of college basketball.
If I was good at Photoshop, the only thing that would make this better is if DJ Burns was holding a limbo stick.
Yeah, a limbo stick.
I agree. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So yeah, fun stuff.
Hey, while we're having some fun with this, I like Nicholas, his Price is Right prediction. 1-0. Everyone else is guessing too high, so that's a fun one.
Okay, I see you. Yeah. So just to kind of get to some of these predictions here. So Charles Oxendine says State 84, UNC 76. Carson 78, 75, NC State. Justin says, I really hope I am wrong, but I think it'll be 88, 70. I'm assuming by
Justin.
UNC.
Thank you for turning into your last Tuffy Talk episode.
Yeah. You're banned. No.
Eject.
Come on. Can't do
All
that.
we need Justin to say is NC State sucks, right? Because that's his mojo. He does the opposite.
Right.
So
yes.
we just
Thank
need
you,
to keep
Justin.
Yes. So for anyone that has joined our watch parties, the last 2 games, he has said that Middlebrooks and someone else sucks. And as soon as
Marcel, I think.
As soon as he says that, they go and hit us. They wouldn't hit a shot. So he is the reverse psychology.
His job this next game and every game this season is every time State goes down the court, whoever has the ball, he has to message something.
Yes.
That person sucks the ball.
60% of the time, it works every time. So, but yeah, so then Vincent 80, 75 State, Landon 79, 71 State, Hunter 76, 67 NC State. So one of the lowest score predictions so far. And then Carson saying, if Coach Doran attends the game, we win. I don't.
It didn't work for wrestling. It didn't work for wrestling the other night.
It didn't work for wrestling. That's right. We'll definitely talk about wrestling more probably during the after talk. After what, Lindsay?
Just about wrestling. Just
oh yeah, and Vincent, it doesn't work if you say they suck. It only works if Justin says it.
That's right.
Vincent, you worry about the toilet seat. Keep that.
You have one job, Vincent. One job, Vincent. Toilet seat only.
Stay in your lane.
Let the sucking stuck to Justin.
But also too, I'm waiting for the formal letter from the ACC saying, in preparations for the game tomorrow, we have gone ahead and updated the box score to give every NC State player 1 foul.
I like it. I like playing with the handicap.
Easier.
Yeah, Jay Thomas is going to start with 1 foul right off the bat. Make sure he doesn't get going.
Yeah, KJ Keats starting with 4 fouls. Just go ahead and give KJ 4 fouls. Yeah,
that's why he's not playing.
Yeah, that's why exactly. That's the one reason right there.
All right, do we want to do final score predictions?
Sure. I mean, Greg, go for it. Say it now. Don't even think about it. Just spit it out.
81-70 State.
Oh, I like it. I like it a
States
lot.
win by 11. That could happen.
I like it. I like it. Macon, go.
Man, I don't know, guys. I want to be as real as I can be. For just an NC State podcast, I'll give my NC State score.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go 79-75 State.
Okay, Lindsay, go.
79-73 UNC.
Okay,
Realistically.
I'm going the UNC score. I didn't say the other score. So.
Yeah. Who invited this one? All right, Michael, go ahead.
75-70 State. Just
Yeah,
43-27.
43-27.
My only prediction is we
There
score
you
more
go.
than 24 points.
Yeah, I'll stick to that, Greg. Okay, I can agree with that.
I agree. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm generally probably in like the 79. I'm thinking 79-74 NC State. I like that.
I'll just say I think UNC is probably going to win this game. It's just the way I think it's going to go. Just be honest. I think for State to win this game, though, they can do it. It's not like they're world beaters. I think UNC is a little overrated in some regard right now. But I think they're going to have to play like they did against UVA. I think they're going to I think one thing they did really well against UVA, besides just flat out just scoring like they did it before, was they did a really good job at being unselfish and moving the ball. And assists is, in my point, other than scoring, just a better stat because they get everybody else involved. So I want to see that. I want to see if the guys in the front court, in my opinion, can stay out of foul trouble, or a guy like Jaden Taylor can stay out of foul trouble, I feel good about State's chances. But they're going to have to move the ball. It cannot stick in their hands. There can't be this superhero man stuff. I don't want to see that. But it's doable. I mean, like 4.5 is not that big of a line. I've seen way worse. So no. I think State can win this game. I got a feeling it's probably not going to go that way, but I think it can happen.
I mean, they got.
Yeah,
we're what 4 games in a row we've won? Is that where we're at now?
Mm-hmm.
4 games in a row. Yep.
Yeah,
that's it.
So, I think. Look, this is the. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the highest, but it's gonna be one of the highest parts of the season. We're gonna be this high, right? This much confidence. So, like now is the time to strike. And, if you go out and get this win, you're 4-0 in the conference, potentially leading the conference. 3 weeks ago when we played Tennessee, people were writing this team off for dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, State should be playing for first in the ACC right now. When was the last time they could have said that? I mean, it's been a long time they've been playing this for first in the ACC. So
I mean, 4 games in,
play 4.
Yeah, 4 games is five. Fifth of the season. I'm trying to get my words out. So I mean, you're at a marker of the season in the ACC play. So 5 games in. That's
to me also. UNC has everything to lose in this situation, right?
Yeah.
State has a lot of opportunities. UNC has already won their opportunities. They're the ranked team.
Right.
They got to come in. And I think State's going to be able to play well. I think they're going to play. I think State's going to want to play free. I think they're going to feel the freedom to play the way they want to play. I really don't want to see Superman ball because I think that could also happen. So to me, if they're moving the ball and if they're shooting, let's say they're shooting 35% field goal percentage, I think they got a really good chance to win this game, especially if they're doing their bread and butter, creating turnovers and generating steals.
I think
start with the defense.
Making 35% is I think that magic number. We talked about 24 points for NC State football all season. I think 35% 3-point percentage for State is that magic number. If you shoot 35%, and I mean you're gonna have to put up more than 5 shots, obviously. So if you get into like the 20s and shoot 35%, I do like our chances.
Yeah, I'm not counting State out. Again, I think Carolina has a lot to lose here, where State only has something to gain. And again, like you said, Greg, when's the last time State was competing to be leading the ACC on their own? I'm with Macon. I feel like this is going to go UNC's way, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. And I think if State, works together and, hits that 35% mark and is really not playing that superhero ball and focused on the team aspect of it and what there is to gain from this, I think they have a good chance. And is UNC probably a little overrated? Probably. And they always kind of will be in the standings because they're UNC. So I don't think this is unattainable for NC State. I just have a feeling it's going to go UNC's way, but we shall see.
But I think a lot of things can happen. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if State wins this game. It won't be like,
oh, I won't be shocked by
what?
you out.
That happened. Like, it's going to be like State could win this game. They just have to play like they did against UVA, just a little better, I think.
So Landon asks, how is the atmosphere going to be? Are we going to see PNC rocking our Wednesday night
Sold
ACC
out.
after dark crowd? Exactly right. It's sold out. I expect, it's Carolina, so you'll probably have a 80, I'll probably say 70-30 crowd State to Carolina. Hopefully State fans didn't sell their tickets to Carolina fans, but
well, the interesting thing is also State kids went back to school Monday. Carolina kids don't go back till tomorrow. So a lot of the Carolina kids are just now getting back in town and getting ready for their first day of class tomorrow. So that might defer UNC actual students from pulling up to PNC as well. Obviously, that doesn't stop just your local Triangle area Carolina fans. But
you got to remember, they're the ones that have the money. The kids don't got no money.
Yeah.
So in a sold out game, tickets are going to be a little bit more pricey.
I don't think I really see UNC students at basketball games. Yeah,
the few that.
But that's a fair point, though. But
yeah. Now, the one thing that I ask everybody, all right, I ask everybody is that if we can pull this off, if we can pull off this one tomorrow night, I want, and I think we deserve that. We need to get hashtag Toilet Seat Mojo trending on Twitter.
Well, that's only if it's toilet seats in the building. If
it has to make an appearance.
Building,
hey, listen. Every single so that's on Vincent, but then I'm saying, hey, listen. Ever since that toilet seat came into the picture, we've seen a whole new change.
Well. Somebody's going to come in with the toilet seat around their neck like a necklace. That's what we need to see.
I mean,
but the problem is it's the lid that has the design, so it would just be like a white toilet seat on his neck. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Vincent, we expect a high quality picture. You with the toilet seat ready for Twitter.
Vincent, gold chain that you have to fashion to the toilet seat. So it's like a big medallion right here, man.
Yeah.
He's gonna have neck pain for weeks.
The only thing that would be better is if he had if he had a false bottom under it and you lift the lid and it had Carolina's logo. That would be the only thing that would make that so much better. Just saying, you have 23 hours to make it happen.
Vincent, I need you to work on that. Yes. Oh. All right, Vincent. If you can't do it, we're gonna work on it. That is a genius. If we can pull this off. Yeah, Jeff.
Anyway, Jeff.
Right? It's Jeff.
Jif is peanut butter.
Okay, I've had this conversation with my best friend.
The guy that invented it literally said Jeff.
Thank you, Greg.
Well, Jif sounds stupid. I'm not saying that. I don't care what they say.
Well, you also picked Carolina, so boom.
Okay. Hey, Macon wanted to choose Carolina. He was scared.
I didn't want to choose Carolina.
He didn't want to. He didn't want to. He said he thinks Carolina's going to win this one. That's where you need the GIF of the guy from New Girl.
I think I'm going to be sick.
Yes.
But one guy though, y'all, that I got to give a shout out to, which we haven't even mentioned his name, is Michael O'Connell, who's been absolutely balling out, man.
Michael O'Connell.
It's Michael Tracy.
Yeah, Noah Fleshman's been balling out for sure, Michael O'Connell has per Noah turned into quote unquote a pure point guard over the last 4 games with 17 assists and 0 turnovers in the last 4 games, which is incredible to say the least, for sure. I think he honestly fit exactly what we've expected him to be, which is not that guy who's scoring 25 points a game, but that floor general, that guy that distributes the ball, gets the ball in the position to score, and not turn the ball over, because that's one of the biggest turnbacks about RJ Davis. He does turn the ball over a lot. So, kind of a good and bad, for our
State's going to get their turnovers. It's just a matter of what do they do with them.
Yeah.
How do they limit UNC's possessions? That's what's going to all come down to.
Are they dead ball turnovers or live ball turnovers, right? So are you inbounding the ball or are you getting on it? Yeah.
Last note on GIF versus GIF. Here we say it stands for.
How do you spell the word GIRAFFE? How you pronounce that word?
What?
Start with a G, right? G-I-R.
I love how you're all in the camera making. Like you are like
Draft.
I've had this
so
conversation
close up.
so many times.
It stands for graphics interchange.
Doesn't
format,
matter. When
not
you're the guy that created
graphics
it,
interchange format.
When you're the
Draft.
guy that created it, he called it that, and that's what it's called.
Google it. Google it. It's Greg. You don't need to say anything else. If you're
I
arguing,
work
you're
in
losing,
IT.
Greg.
Like,
Yeah, we don't need to say anything else.
Well, regardless, Vincent, we need a GIF or GIF of you with your toilet seat for Twitter tomorrow. Thank
it's
you.
love
Jeff, and
It's
you're welcome.
okay to be wrong in game alpha and Landon. It's okay to be wrong. So
Tell me
I
you don't
mean,
know, tell me you don't understand without telling me you don't
hashtag
understand.
toilet seat mojo.
That's
I
great.
love it. I love it. All righty, y'all. So with that being said, let's jump on over to one. Let's be real. It is by far.
Hold on,
the
hold on,
biggest
hold on.
Connor, I'll come at you too, man. I'll get you, man. Don't you start crooking me either.
The best part of this, Leighton, before you reveal it, I can see what it is before you even say it, so I'm already laughing. And so go ahead and please reveal. Please tell me what is behind curtain number 1.
Bucky's.
Wait, is this happening?
Yes, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening,
Where
baby.
at?
Exit 152 on I-85, baby. Or I-40.
Apparently they're
Oh,
digging up Leighton's backyard to build it.
Basically.
So is that the Alamance crossing? Where's that at? Or that's after that.
It's
152 is
2
near
miles
Tanger.
it's 2 miles after Tanger Outlets.
Okay.
Okay.
Bucky's. So
Getting towards
Yeah.
like Graham area, I guess, maybe.
yes, towards Graham.
Okay.
Yes, right before
Yeah.
Graham. You got it. So
Bro, I went in there on my way to the bowl game and dropped like $60 on 2 sandwiches,
It's
Five-
so good.
5 Bucky's nuggets or Bucky nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets, thank you. Yeah, I actually have to ship them to Japan to my daughter, so I had to buy her like 3 bags of them. So
ooh, good for you.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand. I'm a Bucky's stan. Last time I went, I got Bucky's reusable coffee cups, a Bucky's pillow pet, and a Bucky's scrunchie for my hair, along with a lot of food, like Greg said. I'm very excited.
Wow.
I'm the other end. I'm not a believer. I've never even tried it. Don't even really.
You're not a
really
bi- you're not a
interested.
Don't knock
Beaver?
it till you try it.
Beaver.
a beaver.
Believer.
You're not a beaver. No,
That place is insane though. Like
I've never
Like-
really seen one. So
It'll
that's the only
change your
place
life,
where my
man.
wife can get in line for the bathroom at the entrance and be out in 5 minutes. Like I mean, that place
Yeah,
is
it's
efficient. And they
It is.
pay
Those
their people
bathrooms are
really
no
well.
joke.
They pay their bathroom attendants $22 an hour.
let's talk for the last 8 minutes about the bathrooms at Bucky's. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
But-
we did have 25 minutes of Pop Tart talk one time. So
We did talk about toilet seat mojo. We already started that. Yeah, we've already talked about Pop Tarts.
True.
Yep. Yeah. Hey,
yeah, it's a
Andy
good place.
says we have a new stop now on the way to and
There
from
you go.
games, which
True.
yeah, I completely agree.
Oh,
Which keep in mind it won't be here until 2025, but that's okay.
So does
Um,
Beavers become the new Bojangles for tailgating? Like you just go get like
Ooh.
Bucky's and
You
take it
can
to the
never
game?
replace Bojangles.
No.
I mean, you can go to the wall of jerky that they have there of like
True.
8,000
And the
flavors.
brisket,
I wouldn't know what
man.
you're talking
The brisket
about. So I don't
sandwich is
even really
good.
care.
Megan,
Sandwich.
don't knock it till you try it. I'm telling
The
you.
only
it'll
reason
change
I'm
your
letting
just
you
gonna
get
be
away
sitting
with
over
this-
here watching my gifs.
Bacon, that's exactly where I was going. The only reason I'm gonna let you get away with this blasphemy on Bucky's is you say GIF and not GIF.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm just trying to troll everybody on this call right now.
Y'all need to
Yeah.
let us know in the comments or in the Discord what your
How
favorite
wrong
stuff from
Lindsay
Bucky's is.
Bro, they got like 40
No.
flavors of fudge there too.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
They got
everyone
everything.
can find something they like at Bucky's.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got pajamas.
They got
Yeah.
pajamas,
They
they
have
got onesies.
everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
They got kolaches. Those are good.
They
Which-
have
Do you
bathing
even
suits
smell
with the
kolache,
beaver
Greg?
on them.
Nope. But they taste delicious.
Doesn't matter. Don't need to.
Don't need to. I just go give me one of those.
All right. All right.
Okay, we got to stop.
We need to bring this back to NC State here, y'all.
Maybe we'll take some
But-
more of this after dark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's
definitely.
gonna all be
after dark.
about Bucky's after dark.
That's right.
Bucky special episode.
Bucky special after dark. Yeah.
We went
But-
from a 4-star recruit to Bucky's. Like,
When the Bucky's opens, y'all, we should film a live stream
In the parking lot. Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be next level. Yeah, I like it. I
gonna
like
see
it.
if I can get
5
the
minutes
ceremony-
in, gentlemen, ma'am, you're gonna have to leave. You can't.
I'm gonna try to be the celebrity like spokesman and like to get the scissors and just like cut the ribbon and
Oh, like
We
the first
already,
person in line.
we already had our grand opening.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, not for NC State. You didn't. No,
Exactly. All right.
NC. Hey, we bring NC State flag. I claim Bucky's for NC State. Yeah.
So the one Michelle said, the one in Saraville, Tennessee, is insanely big. This one is going to be the same size, I believe.
Yeah.
So they try to do the next one to be the biggest, but for some reason this one isn't going to be the biggest.
But it's going to be bigger than the one in Florence, I think, for anyone who passes through
correct.
there.
Correct.
Yeah. So
all right, moving on.
All right, anyway, all right. So this is one.
So I don't know what you know about this Bucky's fact that it actually started in Texas. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyway, all right. So so this is one topic which I wanted to make sure to discuss here on the live stream. And that is the announcement of the brand new One Pack Collective, y'all. And Megan is still rolling.
Their first corporate sponsor is
One Pack. Yeah, Bucky's. Yeah. Bucky Talk Pod. I like it. All right.
Sad thing is, I'm sure there's a podcast out there dedicated to Bucky.
Michelle, we're trying to move on. Okay, you're killing me here. All right. So anyway. So big announcement, which is much bigger than Bucky's, is the announcement of One Pack Collective. All right. We have combined Savage Wolves and Pack of Wolves.
Megan's got the giggles tonight.
We're doing a terrible job. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh man, this is good.
And we love our NIL too, man.
We do. But man, all right. Bam. All right, here we go.
Hey, we're back.
All right, One Pack Collective, y'all. So we have officially combined Savage Wolves and Pack of Wolves, y'all. We're going to talk a little bit about how it's going to work, what it means for you, what it means for NC State here, and just kind of any questions you have about it, put it in the chat. Let's do it that way. We could talk more about it maybe in After Dark, because it's not like necessarily like right now, but any questions you have, any concerns you have about it, thoughts you have about it, put them in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts here. One Pack Nation, to our viewers right now, what do you think about the One Pack Collective? But I mean,
one thing I want to say about it though is that Savage Wolves isn't going anywhere. For like that was kind of like the big thing about this is it'll still be the arm for the football piece of it. And then when you go to One Pack, if you've not been in the one website, I think it's onepack.nil. Onepack.nil.com. Sorry,
onepacknil.com.
Yeah. And if you go in and you're a new subscriber or new sign up, you can actually tell the site where you want your money to go.
Yep.
So. I think it's also pinned on NC State Athletics Twitter for anyone who follows them. They've got the announcement video and the link that you can go check it out.
Yeah. And it's been well received. Go ahead.
I said that's really big to have one, because then the athletic department can push one and not push one or two, or they don't want to give preferential treatment to one. I'm sure that was an issue. So having one collective is ideal to get university support.
Yeah.
So Andy asks here, does 100% of the money still go to the athletes? And I would say I don't know that for a fact.
I saw the answer on IPS, because Steve posted on IPS, because they're moving it to being managed by this Blueprint Systems. 85% goes to athletes, 15% goes to this company to help run it, but that allows them to actually do more.
Yeah,
which keep in mind, that's not a bad thing. As again, Chris Fernakis and Hannah, the two full-time Pack of Wolves, that's their full-time job, and it's no different than with Wolfpack Club. I mean, obviously we have to pay people in order to be part of the Wolfpack Club, but that helps with marketing, helps with recruiting. So I mean, it's basically you're taking 15%, you're investing it, so that way we can grow it even bigger. Go ahead, Greg.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. Was before under the Pack of Wolves, 2 employees were paid, where Savage Wolves was a complete 100% volunteer thing. So the model will probably remain about that same, but
probably more sustainable that way too.
Yeah, and again, from what I'm hearing, there's lots of good things coming out. They're going to be more involved in advertising, so that 15% is going to help with that. Because unfortunately, even when they did advertising at the football games on the Jumbotron, that wasn't free. Like they had to pay Learfield manages the board. So unfortunately, there are costs associated with this, and in order to make money, you got to spend a little money.
Absolutely.
Is this also still tax deductible? Is tax deductible?
I believe so.
Oh, did they?
Okay. Yeah. So
I know Pack of Wolves was,
and Savage was becoming, and so I would assume, they were in the process of, but I would assume that there is an arm, a charitable arm for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, really now, I mean, and again, I think this has been a long time coming as, I mean, again, basically Tom Lavolsi, if you know the story between Pack of Wolves and Savage Wolves, things like that, that basically Tom Lavolsi, and co, like AKA Steve Williams,
Reed Johnson,
like, they basically had a vision of, the best way to get involved from an NL perspective. And they went out there, created Savage Wolves, and made a difference. I mean, they made an impact to the point where, I mean, Pack of Wolves even started to have to kind of adjust where, like, because I mean, like with Savage Wolves, it's a beautiful thing because not only do I invest, in the growth of, the athletes and the program itself, but I also in turn get benefits of, experiences and merchandise and phone calls from athletes, things like that, like cool stuff. And Pack of Wolves has started to do that. So, huge hats off to Tom, to Steve, to Reed, like, and because I know it kind of sucks a little bit probably in the back of their head because they built up Savage Wolves. They spent all this time and resources into building Savage Wolves for it to sell. But at the end of the day, it's for the greater good because from an NC State fan perspective, I know, at least to me, I got questions all the time of, well, what's the difference between the two? Which one should I donate to? And it's like, just pick one. I mean, just go to the website and pick which one you like and go for it. I mean,
I will say, I do, while this, I think, isn't Savage Wolves still going to be the name of the football NIL portion? Like, it won't go away.
It's a club. They're calling it a club now under the One Pack NIL Collective. Like I was saying earlier, you have the ability to now go to one website, get all your answers, figure out what the differences are, and then choose where you want your money to go. Kind of like what you do at the Wolfpack Club. When you make donations to the Wolfpack Club, you can kind of tell them where you want your donation to go to. What sport you want to sponsor. So if you have a particular sport or athlete that you want to go and support, then that means is still there.
Correct. So, like, for example, just recently, like in the last month or two, like one of the main reasons we brought on Chris Fernakis for an interview was because of the announcement that they were expanding into NIL for wrestling. And so I highly, suggest to all of my NC State wrestling fans out there to go and support directly towards wrestling if you'd like. Is again, I mean, just NIL is constantly constantly changing, and now it's even changing the world of college wrestling even too. So, it's the only thing which it does kind of make me a little bit, sad, but I mean, it is what it is. And we've had this conversation 100 times over, but, used to like, it's just crazy to think about like how much the college world revolves around money. Like now, like,
more so than ever.
More so than ever. Like I know it always has a lot, but like the fact that like how many times do coaches, do administrators, do fundraising people come to NC State fans or fans in general and ask for money? I mean, like Mac Brown, which starting the Zoom call, basically, begging people to donate towards NIL. Like it's just crazy, just to see how far we've come. That's all, simply want to say. But Dewey will answer that question in the Tuffy Talk After Dark when we jump back to basketball. But for me, the biggest thing which I'll say, I mean, I love too how they made it very clear in the video how it's all sports. Like they had Kristen McDaniel from volleyball. They had
For sure.
Sanaya from women's basketball.
Peyton made an appearance.
They had a golfer.
Golfer on there. So, which I love, like that's been always one of my biggest, I think it was who brought it up. God, was it?
What are you trying to reference?
I think it was Tobias Palmer that talked, when talking about when we had him on for the watch party for the Pop-Tarts watch party, he had brought up about, oh no, it was Marquise Williams actually. When we interviewed Marquise Williams and we're talking about NIL, one of the biggest things he brought up was how, NIL is so focused on the money grabbers, the most followed, but it's not all athletes. which
Right.
is a huge dropout. Which, I mean, I get the sides of it. Which then you want to invest in athletes that will give you the biggest return on investment. And if if an athlete has 500 followers, okay, probably not going to get a whole lot of return on investment. So you'd rather pay that much, a lot more money towards somebody that's has a bigger following, which is why, I mean, like it's kind of funny that like literally probably a third of the NC State gymnasts have Twitter accounts, which sucked for me when I was covering NC State gymnastics in Georgia, that I couldn't tag any of them, because pretty much none of them had Twitter accounts. So, but
Yeah.
It's just the marketability.
Well, and that was kind of like when we had Madison Hayes on, right when NIL got started, when we were working with Molly, and she was giving us Madison's stats as far as followers, and I was like, wow, like that's impressive. And this isn't to diminish Madison or women's basketball, but that she was able to have as many people that she did, and we're like, huh. And it's not about the sport; it's about eyeballs that's going to see what you're doing. So if it's a golfer that has that many followers, of course you would want to have a golfer, doing some spokesperson stuff for you. But I think this is a great opportunity to have some of those lesser known sports kind of get some love, and I think everyone wants a piece of that pie.
Yeah, I totally agree. Both social media and NIL have changed sports so much. And because of social media, these people who are in sports that might not be getting as recognized otherwise can make their voices heard, can show, here's what I do in a day, here's what my practice schedule looks like, can put themselves out there. I mean, the queen of NIL is Livy Dunn, who is a gymnast, which we don't think of as, one of the main sports. Obviously, she plays it at a university, or she is a gymnast at a university that's very good at what they do. But it shows that anybody in any sport can kind of put forth a passion for what they do, where they go to school, and can thrive through NIL. So I'm glad to see One Pack kind of come together and create that opportunity for all of NC State athletics.
Yeah. So Wolfpack Nation, just to kind of remind everybody as well, is that if you are already a Pack of Wolves subscriber, your subscription will transfer over without any action needed. If you were a Savage Wolves subscriber, you would need to go through the One Pack NIL.com website, and then you could go to the Savage Wolves tab and still donate, but you just have to create a new subscription there directly through the Savage Wolves on OnePackNIL.com. Or if you want to sign up on just for One Pack NIL in general, if you want, it's completely up to you. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was going to say, and Savage Wolves kind of, along that line has set a goal of 2,400 new subscribers for this year. And let's go help them get that goal. And you can get in for, I think, like $100, I think, so don't feel like, small potatoes isn't worth their time. Because their goal is about $5 million a year is what what they want their operating budget to be. It sounds pretty lofty, but it's just the world we live in now.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Wolfpack Nation. So with that being said, we're going to jump on over to our Tuffy Talk After Dark to continue this conversation. And these episodes will come out on Thursday and on Friday. But with that being said, 2 reminders once again, y'all, if you haven't already, please go and check out OnePackNIL.com. Go support them, y'all. Again, it really helps take NC State athletics in general up to another level. And if you want to donate sports specific, there are options to do that through One Pack NIL if you care to do that as well. And then lastly, y'all, make sure again, let's pack out PNC Arena tomorrow night, y'all. Let's beat the cheats, no matter what all the UNC fans say. What do you mean cheats? Y'all are the cheats. Y'all have had wins taken away, blah blah. Which whatever. Not gonna even entertain those comments. But let's beat them, y'all. Let's set PNC on fire, and then let's set Twitter on fire afterwards with hashtag Tulsi Mojo, baby. Let's do it, y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and as always, go Pack, y'all. We'll see y'all soon.